Just to go over the blow dry, okay, I'm using a flat brush. I don't use round brushes. I either use a flat brush, a Denman brush, or a vent brush to blow dry with, because what I want is I want the cut to do most of the work. So when I blow dry everything coming forward, okay, like this, and same on the other side, okay, and the reason why I've combed it sort of forward like this is because, I don't know whether you can get close in there, Gwen, but there's like a little arc that you see right here, and that comes from, you know, the square section on the top. So that tells me that my hair is pretty much evenly distributed through the head, okay? So yeah, so I think, you know, using a flat brush is really important. And then afterwards, okay, we can get it back into its natural part, okay? And when we comb it, okay, we can get that, you know, when we get that volume that we want right in through here. So I blew dry with the Cool Shots of Volume, a la Cindy in Reno,
and
who
Cindy
I will
thinks
be
that's
seeing.
Very nice.
She thinks, you like it, Cindy? Jolly good. But you see, the technique, you know, what's nice about it is that it gives me this seamless layering. Like there's no choppy marks in here. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm taking each section individually and only using the square section on the top as my guideline. So by taking smaller sections, okay, I don't get any kind of choppiness running through the hair whatsoever. And then if you want to texturize it, okay, I mean, let's talk about texturizing for a minute, all right? When I texturize the hair, it's always when the hair is dry, okay? And
Ooh, Amber Hong loves the seamless transition.
thank you, Amber. When I'm texturizing, okay, I'm only doing the very ends of the section.
We do have a question.
Yes.
Did you highlight her hair beforehand?
I did. Does it look all right?
I'll let you know.
Okay, all right.
Oh.
Oh, there's nothing like...
Yes, it looks great.
Thank you. But you see, then, you know, when you just hit the ends with the texturizing scissors, okay, you know, if there are any choppy marks, which there shouldn't be because of the technique that we've used, okay, but it will get rid of those. And so we have this really, really nice, smooth, you know, kind of elegant look. And you know, the great thing about this cut is that if the client wants to dress it up for an evening, okay, heated rollers, or if she really wants to use a round brush, okay, then she can. But it's been my experience that most clients really don't have the time or the inclination to spend that time, you know, blowing their hair dry with a round brush. So by giving them something that, you know, they could actually blow dry with a flat brush.
Oh. Cindy has another comment.
Yes.
And the ends don't look weak. That's great with fine hair and layers. I think that's true.
Right. The key is to give the hair as much tension as possible when you're actually doing the haircut. And, you know, the fact that you are using the crown and the occipital bone as your guidelines will automatically give you the right length you know, to layer the hair through for the texture of hair that you're working with. So this is something, you know, if you don't want to do this, that's fine, okay? But, you know, to go back what I was saying earlier, it's just the ends. Like, I'm not going in here to texturize. Because if I go too deeply, okay, then I'm going to be relayering the hair.
Kenny Burke wants you to know that you still got the touch.
Oh, thanks, Kenny.
And he wants to chat.
And he wants to chat, okay. Anytime, Kenny. Just give me a holler. We'll get together. That's great. Okay, so all the way through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some of my silk drops on, just on the ends. Okay, I'm not going to bother, I'm not going to do any kind of texturizing right here in the front, okay, because this is already, you know, nice and wispy, the way that, you know, the way that I want it. But, you know, it's just, it's a really, really commercial look. It's a great way, you know, of attacking long hair, okay, without being petrified about, you know, the length that we're going to have to take the hair to because of the texture of the hair.
CR Cuts loves the shape.
Thank you.
I wish we knew who you were, CR Cuts. Maybe we'll figure it out.
So with the silk drops.
Kenny wants to stop by the salon this week and wants to know what is a good day. That's a good question.
Thursday?
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday's good, Kenny. Come on by Thursday. Give me a buzz. I can save some time for you. There. So Michiko, do you like your haircut?
Yes, I love it.
Okay.
I can tie back.
Yep. All right, so just to go over it, do you leave it alone?
My sunglasses on.
Okay. Just to go over it one more time, okay? Put the baseline in first. Then put the side section in, okay? And you can put whatever length you want into the front, all right? Doesn't make any difference, all right? Depending on, you know, how you want to see this move in the front here with the volume that you want on the top. So that's entirely up to you. But the important thing is to make sure that when we section the hair, we're sectioning the hair following the way that the hair is growing. So I'm not doing any kind of over direction whatsoever, all right? That way it gives me a really nice clean line in through here. So I've got my guideline here, I've got my guideline on the bottom. Then I put a square section on the top. My next section comes over the ear, and then everything else is pied off with remembering to leave this hair here dropped out so that we don't make this too thin in through here.
Hi, Manali 11.
Hello. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Take your square section, measure it anywhere between the crown and the occipital bone, okay? It cannot go lower than the occipital bone, okay? Because otherwise the length on the top is going to be too long to hold up any volume that you want, all right? So now I have my guideline on the top, and I like to start off on the ear section. Lift up, cut, okay? And then remember, each section goes back into its home. So the only guideline I have is from right here on the top. Each section is cut independent of the previous section. That way, I have complete control over what I'm doing. Follow that all the way around. You do not have to change your position when you're cutting, which makes it really, really super easy. Even when I'm over here on the right hand side, okay? I'm going to be
CR Cuts has a question.
Yes.
Can you add more texture in the crown?
Now, if you mean by taking your texturizing scissors and going in more deeply, I wouldn't recommend doing that. And here's the reason why. Because the hair is very fine. So if I go in too deeply, all right, it will actually work in the reverse. It'll make the ends too thin, and it still won't hold up the volume that I want, okay? The only way of creating more volume on the top is to actually take this shorter, and then you'll get more volume. But going in and texturizing won't work. And not only that, but we have to remember what happens when the hair grows. So now if I go in and I'm too deep here, then as this grows, okay, this grows up and it pushes this hair out, okay, which makes it even flatter. So I would recommend, if you want to see more volume up in through here, then you can take this square section, and remember, you can measure it anywhere between the crown and the occipital bone, and it'll work, okay? It just can't go below the crown. So when I texturize, it's just really just on the top. So I hope that answers that question. Good. All right. So,
yes, thank you very much.
good, jolly good show. All right, so we're going to get together again in 2 more weeks. And I think I'm going to be doing somebody with naturally curly hair. And I haven't decided whether I'm going to do something asymmetrical or do, you know, a really radical A-line bob. I still haven't made up my mind. But I hope that this has been informative for you. Okay?
Love it.
You love it? Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Okay, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.